Hello, welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric, my co-host Mr. Brody, here on Thanksgiving Day 2017. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Hope you had a great day with your friends and family, or wherever you spent it. Mr. Brody and Miss Mags wish you, as well as myself, wish you a happy Turkey Day. So anyway, I started, a greatest teams type season. That's just what comes with the digital, Diamond Mine Baseball. And I think it was Greg, can't think of his last name. Greg made a comment on my last video I did, and saying that I could adjust some of these settings on here because I was having some trouble reading the text and font. So I've done that a little bit here. I get a little bit bigger text, as well as I moved the batter and pitcher cards up to the corners there. I just like having the balls and strikes and the pitches and all that other stuff, information down at the bottom there. That's kind of where I'm used to it. And also, as well as Al mentioned, I could get like import photos, so I had the resizes. I think it was like 600 by 600, but put that in the folder and named it Veterans Stadium, and it popped up here. So kind of like that, adds a little bit of color to the game and everything. So anyway, I'll be playing matchup tonight between the St. Louis Cardinals of 1967. They were world champions in 1967, and the Philadelphia Phillies of 1980. And I'll be managing the Philadelphia Phillies, and it was kind of interesting too that I picked Steve Carlton as my pitcher, of course. Of course, you're going to pick Steve Carlton as the pitcher of the 1980 Phillies. And the computer, I figured, would have picked Bob Gibson, but they didn't. They actually went with Steve Carlton too. So we're going to have a Steve Carlton versus Steve Carlton matchup. And unfortunately, the picture is, I chose the Phillies picture because I'll be managing the Phillies. But so he'll show up both in a Phillies uniform on both teams. So if you click on this, it brings up the stats for St. Louis, but it brings up the picture for Philadelphia. No big deal though. So alrighty, I'm not sure if you can arrange these the players right here like you can in Action PC. It'd be nice if you can move these out. I haven't seen anything for that yet, but if anybody knows of anything where you can move these around, I don't think you can. But if you can move the fielders out, that would be, especially the outfielders. Infielders and everything fits nicely, but the outfielders, it would be nice if you could move these around a little bit, like move the left fielder over and the right fielder over and the center fielder down, but not a big deal. So alrighty, so the St. Louis Cardinals will be going up against Steve Carlton. Steve Carlton in 1980 had a record of 24-9 with a 2.34 ERA. I believe he was the Cy Young Award winner in 1980. Definitely had the stats for it. 304 innings pitched, only 243 hits, 15 homers allowed, 90 walks, and 286 strikeouts. Lefties only hit 183 against them, and righties just 224. So the lineup for the 1967 World Champion Cardinals is as follows. Lou Brock, the left fielder, will bat first. Curt Flood, the center fielder, bats second. Orlando Cepeda, Baby Bull, bats third and plays first. So it was Mike Shannon? Yeah, Mike Shannon is your cleanup hitter and third baseman. Batting fifth is Alex Johnson, the right fielder. Keep wanting to say Stan Javier. Julian Javier is the second baseman, batting sixth. Tim McCarver behind the plate, batting seventh. Dal Maxville is your shortstop, batting eighth. And on the mound, batting ninth, is Steve Carlton. So Lou Brock steps into the box. He's hitting .299. Well, he hit .299 with 21 homers and 76 runs batted in the actual season. So Carlton looks in for the sign from Boone. Here's the windup and the pitch to Brock. Here's the pitch. Fastball gets Carlton ahead. 0-1. Ooh, looks like waiting. Let's go to batter mode. There we go. Head on pitch mode. Not too bad to take a pitch anyway. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Brock just pokes at the ball. It's a leadoff single to center. So Brock is on with a single to center. He's very good speed, very good stolen baser. And excellent, gets an excellent jump. So we're definitely going to throw to first. Do a pickoff. As Curt Flood is up now. Flood was hit .335 and 67 with 5 homers and 50 runs batted in. Throw over to first. Brock gets back before the throw. We might go into pitch mode here, just for this case. Here's the pitch to Flood. Drive towards third. Schmidt dives, and it's by him. All the way to the corner. Lozinski with the throw in. Brock is rounding third. And Flood is in there with the easy double. If Brock holds it, decides to hold that third with nobody out. So the first 2 runners on against Carlton, second and third, with nobody out for the Orlando Cepeda. Batter mode here. Cepeda hit .325 with 25 homers and 111 runs batted in. So the Cardinals with 2 runners in scoring position early on against Carlton. 1 ball on Cepeda. Here's the kick and delivery. There's a line to second. It goes through for a single. Brock is in the score. Flood is around third. McBride has no shot at Flood, and he will score 2. So Cepeda gets an RBI single, and just like that, the Cardinals are up 2-0. So the last game we played, which was an excellent game between the 69 New York Mets and 71 Pittsburgh Pirates, there was only 1 run scored in the entire game, and already 2 runs are scored in the first 3 batters. So this one's proving to be maybe just the opposite. We'll see. So Cepeda on first. 2 runs in for the Cardinals. Mike Shannon up now. Shannon hit .245 with 12 homers and 77 runs batted in 67. And we'll throw over to first. Throw bounces. Rose stops it with his body. Cepeda steps back. So Carlton almost threw that one away. 1-0 pitch, and Shannon gives it a ride to center field. Deep, but playable for Maddox. Just shy of the warning track. So finally, an out for Carlton as he retires Shannon. Cepeda holds at first. So 1 down and runner on first for Bob Johnson, Alex Johnson, the right fielder. Hitting .223 with a homer and 12 runs batted in. Had just 175 at-bats in the 67 season. Nothing in 1 to Johnson. Carlton comes home. Grounded to the right side. Trio makes a nice stop in the hole, throws to Johnson at first for the out. Cepeda moves into second. So 2 down now. Cepeda in scoring position for Javier. Julian Javier has hit .281 with 14 homers and 64 runs batted in. Carlton to the belt. Here's the next pitch. Ground ball. Right side in the hole. Trio with the grab. Throws over to first for the out. So St. Louis scores 2 runs, but no more. And through 1/2 inning, it's St. Louis 2 and Philadelphia coming up. So Carlton on the mound for the 67 Cardinals also, doing a dual role here. He was 14-9 for the 67 Cardinals with a 2.98 ERA, 193 innings pitched, 173 hits allowed, 10 homers, 62 walks, and 168 strikeouts. So very similar type numbers. Not quite as many decisions, because he didn't have I don't think he had quite as many starts. But still the same Steve Carlton. Average versus all, because I guess they didn't have the split side back then. 234 average. Hitters are hitting against Carlton 67. So very similar type stats. I'm sure lefties are a lot lower than righties. So for the hometown Philadelphia Phillies, which I picked the lineup for, Gary Maddox will lead it off and play center. Larry Bowa, the shortstop, bats second. Mike Schmidt, third base, will bat third. The bold Greg Luzinski will bat cleanup, play left field. Bake McBride, the right fielder, bats fifth. Pete Rose is your first baseman, batting sixth. Manny Trio, the second baseman, bats seventh. Bob Boone behind the plate, calling balls and strikes. No, that's the umpire calling balls and strikes. Bob Boone behind the plate, batting eighth. And Steve Carlton on the mound, batting ninth. It's going to be interesting when he faces himself. What will happen? Will worlds collide like in Seinfeld? When George faces George and George go in the same room. We shall see. So Carlton looks in for the sign from McCarver. Maddox in the box. Maddox hit .259 in 1980 with 11 homers and 73 runs batted in. .258 hitter against lefties. He'll swing away. The delivery. Little roll over to first. Carlton going over. And he lets Cepeda take it. And he makes the play himself for out number one. So Cepeda with the out. So one down now in the Phillies first. Larry Bowa up now. Larry Bowa hitting hit 367 with 2 homers and 39 runs batted in. He'll swing away. Ball one on Bowa. Lefty works. Grounded down the line at third. Played on 2 house by Shannon. A long throw over. In time for the out. So 2 quick outs. In the Phillies first. Brings up Mike Schmidt, the Hall of Famer. In 1980, he hit .286 with 48 homers and 121 RBIs. A monster year. Also walked 89 times and struck out only 119 times, which was pretty low for that many, well, pretty average maybe. I've seen a lot higher among power hitters. He hit .327 versus lefties. Mr. Brody repositions himself, getting ready for Schmidt's at bat. Pitch to Schmidt, high fly to left center, fled on the gallop, but he has it all the way, retiring the side. So the Phillies go in order in the first, and after 1 full, it's St. Louis 2 and Philadelphia nothing. McCarver, Maxfield, and Carlton up for the Cardinals here in the second, bottom third of the order. McCarver hit .295 with 14 homers and 69 runs batted in 67. 2-2 count. Carlton fires. Popped up on the infield near the first base line. Carlton's off the mound. Rose comes in, and he wants it, and he takes it one way. So I didn't see anything where you could change the font of the play-by-play. So I'll have to take a look and see if I can find something with that. Or the font for the names below the picture card. I mean, below their pictures. Everything else I could increase the size of. I think that's a good size to see it on the screen. So, alright, so 1 down in the St. Louis second. You lead it 2-0. Del Maxwell up now. Maxwell hit .227 with a homer and 41 runs batted in 1967 season. Let's check the weather. Temperature is 56 degrees. The wind is blowing left to right at 11 miles per hour. The sky is clear. So Maxwell in the box. Carlton looks in for the sign from Boone. He has lined up in the pitch. 1-2 to Maxwell. Carlton works to Maxville, and Carlton gets a strikeout. So Carlton gets his first K of the day for the... Oh, here we go. For the Phillies. And it'll be Carlton versus Carlton. And no, it's not the Carlton from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So, alright, Carlton for the St. Louis. Steve Carlton hit 153 with 3 runs batted in. So let's see who's going to win the Battle of the Carltons here. Lefty with the 1-2. Struck him out. So Carlton strikes out Carlton. That's probably what's going to happen on both occasions, since Steve Carlton is a lefty at bat, and he's a lefty pitcher. So probably going to see a lot of strikeouts. Okay, so we head to the bottom of the second with St. Louis up 2-0. So it'll be Lozinski, McBride, and Rose up against Steve Carlton for the St. Louis Cardinals. The Bull hit just 228, but with 19 homers and 56 runs batted in. Definitely an off year for Lozinski. I think this might have been his last year or next to last year. I think he went to I want to say the White Sox after this. So he was just about ending his career in Philadelphia. So he'll swing away here. Carlton peers in. The next pitch. Strike 3 called. So he gets Lozinski for his second K of the day. There's the second K. No, it's first K as a Cardinal. First K as a Cardinal. Alrighty, so Bake McBride up now. McBride hit 309 with 9 homers and 87 runs batted in. Two-two count. And there's a beach ball out against the fence in right field. Dodger Stadium. Sure, right here. Okay, turning back to the action on the field. Here's the next pitch. Grounded to Maxville's right. He's up with it and throws over for the out. So 2 outs in the Philadelphia second. Brings up Pete Rose with the bases empty. In 1980, Rose hit 282 with a homer and 64 runs batted in. Here's the pitch by Carlton. 2-1 count. Carlton works. Grounded to the right to Javier. Tricky play. And he can't make it. So safe at first. So they'll score it a single. So Philadelphia gets their first hit. A 2-out single by Rose. And I'll bring up Manny Trio. Trio, longtime member of the Cubs also. Trio hit 292 with 7 homers and 43 runs batted in back in 1980. Carlton looks the runner back. 3-0 count. Carlton pitches, and it's too high for ball 4, so he seemed to be distracted by the base runner, and he walks Trio on 4 pitches. First time out of the stretch. So the Phillies have a little 2-out rally going on. Runners on first and second with 2 down. For Bob Boone. Bob Boone hit 229 with 9 homers and 55 runs batted in back in 1980. Can he get the Phillies on the board here? 2-1 offering. Hit well, but to the deepest part of the park. Racing back is Flood, and he'll have room. And he has it to end the inning. So the Phillies threaten but do not score, and it remains 2-0 after 2. So top of the order, Brock will lead it off for the Cardinals in the third. Brock reached on I think he had a single, I want to say, on his first at bat. Came around the score. First Philly run. The first Cardinal run. Brock will lead it off against Carlton. Singled and scored last time. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carlton comes home. Did he go? I think he did. Yes. So he gets Brock swinging for out number 1 of the 3rd. So Steve Carlton of the St. Louis of Philadelphia has 3 Ks now. So Kurt Flood up now. Scored after doubling in the first. 2-1 pitch. Hit high and deep. Right center field gap. McBride makes a great running catch on the track. So definitely saved extra bases on that one. So 2 down now. As Mr. Brody is sawing some wood over there. He's had a very busy Thanksgiving day. And he's resting now. So Baby Bull Cepeda up now. With 2 down and the base is empty. Drove him 2 with a hit last time. He had a 2-run single. 2-1 pitch. Carlton pitches to Cepeda. Rolled off the fist. Right down the first base line. Carlton chasing it. Dives. And doesn't come up with it. Dangerous play. He nearly collided with Cepeda on that one. Cepeda on that one will be a hit. And where the heck is Rose? So Rose was nowhere to be found on that one. Perhaps he was filling out some... well, I won't even say anything. Anyway. Perhaps Rose... That was an intentional thing by Rose, but we'll never know. Not sure. I think he might have been if he was managing the Phillies yet. But we'll see. So, alright. So, 2-out base runner. Cepeda reaches. Shannon up now. Mike up to the plate. Cepeda gets his lead. Moonman Shannon again. Cepeda moves off first. 0-2 pitch on the way. And he gets him. Good hook by Carlton to end the inning. So we head to the bottom of the 3rd with Steve Carlton ahead of Steve Carlton 2-0. So it'll be Carlton for the Phillies up now against Steve Carlton of the St. Louis Cardinals. Ready to go now. 2-2 pitch. Another changeup. And swing through. Strike 3. So Carlton for the Phillies strikes out against Carlton for the Cardinals once again. Oh. Carlton strikes out once again. So 1 down now in the 3rd. Top of the order, Maddox. Bounced out the first last time. 2-0 pitch. High and deep out to left. But Brock will be there and when it comes down. And he'll make the catch for out number 2. So Boa up now. 2 outs and the base is empty. Bounced out 5-3 last time. Wind up in the pitch. And that's to left. Will it fall? Let's see. Nope. As Brock makes the catch for out number 3. So after 3 full, it's St. Louis 2 and Philadelphia nothing. So it'll be Johnson, Javier, and McCarver up for the Cardinals. Oh, 1 pitch. Grounded outside 3rd. And quickly now it's 0-2. 2-strike pitch to Johnson. Hit hard to the right side. Nice stop by Trio going to his left. Throws to Johnson for the out. So 1 down in the Cardinal 4th. Julian Javier up now. Here's the windup in the pitch. Hanging breaking ball line to center. And Maddox in a bit. But the ball will be off his glove. He misjudged that one. And tried for a leaping catch, but he couldn't control it. And Javier reaches. So Javier on with a 1-out single. Oh, actually, that's going to be an error as it went off of Maddox's glove. So a 1-out base runner for the Cardinals. Carver up now. And we'll throw over to first. Carver popped up in the infield his first time up. Quick throw to first by Carlton. Rose reaches for the bag, and he's safe. Carlton from the set position. Lefty with a 2-1. Low fastball. Grounded through the middle. Trio goes to his right. Takes it in. Little backhand flip to Boa on the first. McCarver beats the ball to the bag, so they're able to get the lead runner as McCarver reaches on the fielder's choice. So 2 down now with a runner on first for Maxville. Carver not a threat to run. So Maxville struck out his first time. Count even at 1. Carlton kicks and delivers. Maxville hits one in the center. That's hit well, but back on the warning track, and the catch is made by Maddox. So nothing doing for the Cardinals on the top of the 4th, and it remains a 2-0 game going into the home half of the 4th. So Schmidt will lead it off. Two and 0 count. Schmidt ahead of the count. Carlton kicks and fires. Rolled slowly into the hole. And it goes into right for a base hit for Schmidt. So a leadoff single for the Phillies. Brings up the tying run, Luzinski. Strikeout victim his first time up. Throw to first. Schmidt is back in plenty of time. 1-0 pitch. Hit deep to left. Home run depth. And it's gone. So the Bull, Greg Luzinski, hits a 2-run homer to tie it up at 2. So just like that, it's a 2-2 game. Carlton not happy with that one. But the other Carlton is very happy with that one. So that'll bring up McBride. Now a 2-2 game. Bounced out his last time up. 1 strike offering. Swung on the line to right center. Falls in for a hit. So 3 straight hits off of Carlton here in the 4th. Just like 3 straight hits off of the Philadelphia Carlton in the 1st. Plates 2 runs. This one via the long ball. So still nobody out with Pete Rose up now. He'll be swinging away. Bride takes his lead. Beat out infield hit his first time up. Shannon very shallow at third. Here it comes. Down and in. Carver gets a guard in it. Keeps it close. McBride stays at first. Corners are playing in. Did he have stolen bases? Let's see. He did, but he was caught 10 times. 13 stolen bases and 10 caught 10 times. So we don't want to make the first out here. So we're going to let Rose hit away. 3-0 pitch. And it's ball 4. So Rose walks on 4 pitches. But Carlton, who had been dominant through the first 3 innings, is showing signs of weakness here in the 4th, as he's allowed 2 runs on a 2-run homer by Luzinski, and now the next 2 batters have reached. Still nobody out as Carver goes up to talk to Carlton. He's back behind the plate. Trio moves in the hit. Drew walked his first time up. 2-0 on the way. Swung on it. Hard shot to first. Cepeda knocks it down, recovers it. Flips to Carlton. And time to get Trio. So McBride will move up 90 feet, and Rose will take second. So same thing as a sacrifice there, in effect. So that'll put 2 runners in scoring position. So the go-ahead run at third base for Bob Boone. 1 down now. Here's the pitch to Boone. Mile high pop up. Back at first. Javi and Cepeda after it. Cepeda in foul ground, and the runners will hold. So 2 outs now for Carlton. See if he can help his own cause. I'll have him take a pitch here. And strike 1. 3-2 pitch now in Carlton. Any fans? At least he made him throw a few pitches on that one, but he strikes out with the lead runners in scoring position, well, on third base. But they do get 2. Phillies do get 2 on the 2-run homer by Lozinski, and it's a 2-2 game after 4 full. So Carlton up now for the Cardinals. 0-1 pitch. Fly ball Maddox's way, and he makes the grab. So one down in the 5th. Brings up Brock. 0-1 pitch on the way. Weak fly ball. Racing in is Maddox, and he's there. It's shallow center field. So Brock is retired for out number 2. So to bring up Flood with the bases empty. 2 down. Long fly ball to center in the 3rd. 3 balls and a strike. Carlton works to Flood. An appeal, and it's denied by the first base umpire, and Flood will reach first with a 2-out walk. So to bring up Cepeda. He's got 2 RBIs already today. Two for 2 in the game. 2-2 pitch. And Carlton bottoms out on a breaking ball, getting the strikeout. So halfway through, it's St. Louis 2 and Philadelphia 2. Top of the order, Maddox will lead it off for the Phillies here in the home half of the 5th. It'll be Maddox, Bow, and Schmidt. Maddox has 0-1 count on him. Carlton pops him up to shallow left center. Center fielder Flood slices in and makes the catch for out number 1. Bow up now. One out count. The pitch. Chopper out to short. Maxwell drops it. Oh, and picks up and throws. Too late. So Bow is in there on the error by Maxwell. Each team now has 1 error. So a 1-out base runner for the Phillies. Go ahead right on for Mike Schmidt. Singled his last time up. Came around the score on Lozinski's 2-run homer. Ball 1 on Schmidt. Carlton works to Schmidt. High in the air to right. Coming in is Johnson. And he pulls it in for out number 2. So 2 outs for Lozinski. He had a 2-run homer his last time up to tie the game at 2. Boa being held by Cepeda. 1-0 delivery. Swung on and lined up the middle. Maxwell moves to his left, pulls it in, retiring the side. So after 5 full, it remains Cardinals 2 and the Phillies 2. So a good tight ball game here, as you would expect, with Carlton against Carlton. Shannon will lead it off for the Cardinals here in the top of the 6th. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Carlton is ready. The pitch. Hits the ball to left. Doesn't even look up. The ball is gone. And the Cardinals take a 3-2 lead on the solo home run by Shannon. Carlton was not very happy with himself on that one. He knew he miscued that pitch. So the Cardinals Back on top, Alex Johnson up now. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Grounded out twice today. 3-2 pitch. Johnson gets under the breaking ball, putting up a fly ball to center. Maddox back for it in a step, and he'll make the catch. So Javier up now. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Reached on the error his last time up. Carlton stares in. 0-1 count. Next pitch to Javier. Hits one to center. Maddox gliding back. Turns and squares to the infield and makes the catch for the second out. So 2 outs now. Carver up to the plate now. 0 for 2 on the day also. Here it comes. Carver pops up the first pitch along the right field line. Going back is Rose. Now Trio takes charge. And he takes it in to retire the side. So the Cardinals take a 3-2 lead on the solo home run by Shannon, was it? Yep, by Shannon. So it's 3-2 St. Louis going into the bottom of the 6th. It'll be McBride, Rose, and Trio down by 1. Carlton has 66 pitches through 5 innings for the Cardinals. Had a base hit his last time up, did McBride. 1-0 pitch, hard hit ball. Worm burner into left for a hit. So, Phillies have the tying run on with nobody out here in the 6th. Pete Rose up now. We're going to do a little hit and run here. Walked on 4 pitches his last time up. Corner is in the turf. McBride gets the lead. Here's the delivery. McBride on the move. Chopped up the middle. And Carlton can't reach it. Maxwell will have to go to first with the runner on the move. And he does. McBride moves up to second. So McBride in scoring position now with 1 out. Trio up now. He's 1 for 2 on the day. He's also walked. Actually, he's 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. RBI opportunity here. Bounced out back in the 4th. Speed up, speed down at second base and McBride. 3-1 pitch. It's popped way up. So we'll go back out of play. Payoff pitch to Trio. Change up a little high. And Trio will draw a 1-out walk. So they'll put runners on first and second with 1 down. So the go-ahead run is now on. For once again, for another opportunity for Bob Boone. So far he's 0 for 2. Two delivery. Line to right of second. Running grab by Javier. So he definitely saved the run on that one. St. Louis will, St. Louis will get the double play as they see what happened here. Boone line into a double play. Javier unassisted, so he makes the catch and beats McBride back to the bag. So after 6 full, it's 3-2 St. Louis. And Carlton for the Phillies is up 79 pitches through 6 innings. He struck out 5 and walked 1. Back out there again for the 7th. Maxwell steps into the box. He's 0 for 2. Fly to deep center in the 4th. And the windup in the pitch, hit on the ground up the middle. Nice play by Boa, by the bag, long throw. No way, Maxwell is safe easily. So Maxwell reaches on the infield hit. Good effort by Boa on that one, but it's too late. So the leadoff runner is on for the Cardinals here in the 7th. Carlton up now. He'll definitely be bunting. going to play the, let's see here. Oops. Not what I wanted to do there. So challenge the hitter. And I'm going to play in at the corners. Definitely expecting a bunt from Carlton. Nothing for 2 in the game. Infield in at the corners. Maxwell at first, not a threat to go. The pitch, Carlton is bunting. Push to the right. Too much. And it's a foul ball. So 0-1 count. In at the corners again. 0-1 pitch. Carlton pitches. Carlton squares around. In the air, out in front, and Boone has it. So Carlton pops it up. So he's unable to get the bunt down. Maxwell has to stay up first. So Brock up now. 1 for 3 on the day. I'm going to throw over to first. Carlton will throw over to first. And Maxwell's back easily. 1-2 pitch. Fastball knee high. Strike 3 called. So Brock strikes out. Looking. So 2 down now in the St. Louis 7th. Runner on first for Kurt Flood. Flood is 1 for 2 on the day. Carlton checks on Maxwell at first. The pitch on the way. Pop fly off the bat of Flood. Back this way. Back goes Boone. He may have a chance. Nope. And the carries onto the screen. So back into this on the screen. So 0-1 count now on Flood. 2-2 count. Actually 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Flood swings. And he misses for strike 3. So that'll do it for the Cardinals in the 7th, and it remains a 3-2 game heading into the home half of the 7th. 7th inning stretch time. As you can hear the music playing. You can't really, but as this game has no sound. Which is kind of nice in a way. Well, you're probably hearing music in the background as I've added music through Screencast-O-Matic just to add a little life to the game. So we head to the bottom of the 7th with Carlton facing Carlton. Carlton for the St. Louis is up to 83 pitches now. So this may be his last inning. We'll see. And actually, will this be the last inning for... I think this will be the last... We're going to pinch hit definitely for Philadelphia, Steve Carlton here. So he is done. And I gotta remember how to... There we go. Batting lineup. So let's see. Who are we gonna bring in now? Lefty here, huh? Let's see. I think we're gonna bring in Lonnie Smith possibly. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna bring in Lonnie Smith. He's I think our best possibility here. So Lonnie Smith will come in to pinch hit for Carlton. Carlton's day is done. And the St. Louis will counter with Nelson Briles, the righty. So both Carlton's days are done at the same time. Lonnie Smith, the pinch hitter, comes in with a hit .339 during the 1980 season with 3 homers and 20 RBIs and 298 at-bats. Nelson Briles in 1967 hit .243, was a 14-5 with a 2.43 ERA. I believe he was a mix, was a starter and a reliever. Possibly just a starter. I mean, just a reliever, but I think he might have been both. So, all right. So Bryles on and Smith on to lead off the bottom of the 7th for Philadelphia. Bryles looks in for the sign from McCarver. 1 strike pitch to Smith, up and in, hitting him on the elbow. So Smith gets hit. So the tying run is on first now after the hits batsman. Smith is definitely a threat to steal here, I think. Somewhat of a threat. Yeah, 33 stolen bases. So definitely is a threat to steal here. And Carver, excellent. Maddox, I think Maddox is a good bunter. They have the bunting stats here. Let's see, yeah, there we go. Average and poor. Average for a sacrifice, huh? I guess we'll have them. Yeah, we'll have them bunt here. And yeah, bunt. So Maddox squares around the bunt. Corners are in, looking for the bunt. Bryles eyes Smith, the pitch. Maddox opens up the bunt. Bunted down the first base side. Bryles ponders second. Now underhands it to Javier. And they barely get Maddox at first. So they want to move in the scoring position. For Larry Boa. Boa 0 for 3 on the day. Boa was safe on the error back in the 5th. 3-2 delivery. Ground ball to second. Gets a big hop there. St. Louis gets it out at first. Smith will take third. So 2 down now. Tying run 90 feet away from Mike Schmidt. Schmidt 1 for 3. Came around and scored on Luzinski's 2-run homer back in the 4th inning to tie the game at the time. Nothing in 2 on Schmidt. Here's the kick and delivery. Changeup. Ball just disappearing when it got to the plate, and Schmidt is down on strikes. So Schmidt leaves the tying run on third. It remains a 3-2 St. Louis game. Who is going to come in for the Phillies? Darren Larson was on the Phillies. Wow. Oh, Dan Larson, not the same one, obviously. Let's see. Who are we going to bring in? Look at the stats here. Who do we have up? So we got Cepeda coming up. Cepeda's a righty. So we got righty, righty, or righty. Bunch of righties coming up. So show pictures. Alright, so who are we going to bring in here? Let's see. Dickie Knowles, maybe? Dick Ruthven? We're going to bring in Dick Ruthven. I don't know if I have his picture. I do not. I did not get all the pictures here, but that's alright. We didn't get the reliever pictures, but we did get all the pinch hitters, but we didn't get the relievers. No big deal. We'll work on that for later. Apologize for that. As I do like to get all the pictures. As ID Jester can tell you. Alright, so let's see if we can... There we go. Oop. You gotta click on that. I keep forgetting with this. You have to put it right here. And here's the picture. Oh. He is not a reliever. That's right, he's not a reliever. So... Does it show me which ones are... Show available only. Okay. That's right. He's not a reliever. Let's see here. How about Bob Walk? No, he's awful. Actually, he's not bad. Dan Larson, is he a reliever? Let's see if we can put him in. There we go. Dan Larson comes in relief. Alright, so Dan Larson comes in. Larson in 1980 had a record of 0-5, but with 3.15 ERA. So he'll try to keep it a 3-2 ball game. He'll face Cepeda first. Cepeda 2 for 3 on the day with a couple of RBIs. A 2-run single back in the first. He'll lead it off in the St. Louis 8th. Fastball and curve for Larson. Now the number 3 hitter Cepeda, pair of singles and 3 trips. The delivery, swung on and ripped to deep center. Lozinski and Maddox head after it. Maddox runs it down for the out. So Cepeda gave that one a ride, but just a long out. So Mike Shannon up now. He put the Cardinals ahead back in the 6th with a solo home run. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Two-strike offering. Shannon grounds it to the left, out of Schmidt's reach. Backhanded grab by Boa, throws from the hole in time. So Boa with a great throw from the hole for out number 2. So Alex Johnson up now 0 for 3 on the day. Larson looks in for the sign from Boone. Last time up he flied to center, did Johnson. 0-1 pitch, high fly to right. Bake McBride. Out number 3, makes the catch. So ahead to the bottom of the 8th with the Phillies down by 1. Pryles back out on the hill. Lozinski up now, he's 1 for 3, hit a 2-run home run back in the 4th to tie the game at the time. See what he can do here. 0-2 on Lozinski. Pryles works Lozinski away. And Lozinski swings and misses. Strikes out. For the 2nd time in the game. So 1 down in the Philly 8th for McBride. McBride 2 for 3 on the day. Two hits and 3 trips, nothing in 1. Pryles kicks and fires. Hit on the ground right up the middle. Maxwell has it way behind the bag, makes a throw. And McBride will easily beat that one out. Never really had a chance on that one. Alright. So 1 down. Somebody probably getting ready for early Black Friday here. It's almost midnight here in New England. I do not go out on Black Friday. I will be staying in. It's alright. So 1 down now for Pete Rose. Rose 1 for 2 on the day. McBride gets his lead. Pryles to the stretch. 2-1 pitch on the way. Bounce to second on 2 hops. Harvey to Maxwell. Over to first. And they get the double play to end the inning. So we head to the 9th with the St. Louis still up by a score of 3-2. We'll leave Larson in. I'll leave another inning. So who do we got up now? We have Javier. Maybe might bring in maybe Lyle to pitch to McCarver. We'll see. See what happens with Javier here. Javier is 0 for 3 on the day. Retired by Maddox in center. His last time up, Larson gets the sign from Boone. 1-0 pitch. Larson offers. Javier lines one down the first base line. McBride chasing over. Cuts it off near the line. Javier will turn it first, so he's on with a leadoff single. Alrighty, so Harvey on at first. Carver up to the plate. Carver 0 for 3 on the day. And we will throw over to first. Larson will throw over to first. Larson quickly to first, and Harvey is safe as he avoids the tag. Pitch out here. The pitch. Javier breaks for second. It's a pitch out. Boone throws. Head first slide. And he gets him, so they pitch out. So once again, we pitch out and get the runner going to second. So good strategy there. Once again, getting pretty good at this. The second base runner we've thrown out in the late innings. Pretty cool. So alright, so McCarver up now with the bases empty. 1-1 count. Larson works. Driven to center, over the head of Maddox, racing back, and he'll be in for extra bases. So good thing we picked off Javier, or Javier was thrown out stealing. That would most probably would have scored the, well, definitely would have scored the run with the, if he would have stolen second. So, runner in scoring position now with 1 out for Maxville. Maxville 1 for 3 on the day, as Boone goes in to talk to Larson. And Roger Maris is going to pinch hit, so we're going to bring in a lefty now. Definitely bring in a lefty here. I think we're going to bring in Sparky Lyle, but let's check our. Remember how to do this. Defensive lineup. Here we go. And I think we're going to bring in, or could we bring in Tug McGraw? Yeah, I think we're going to bring in McGraw. We'll bring in McGraw, I think. Yeah, he's much better. Oh, Lyle wasn't bad, actually. It's a non-save situation, so I'm probably going to bring in Lyle. Yeah, it's a non-save situation. We'll bring in Lyle. So we only pitched 14 innings on the entire season. What else do we have for a lefty? Randy Lurch, is he a... I think he's a starter, though. And he's awful. Yeah, we'll bring in Lyle. Why not? He's got 14 innings pitched. It's a non-save situation, so I'd rather not bring in McGraw. Alright, so Sparky Lyle comes in. And from the pen, oh, he's got his Yankees uniform on there. Lovely. So Sparky Lyle comes in. He'll face the pinch hitter Roger Maris with the runner in scoring position. Maris comes in. He hit 261 in 1967 with 9 homers and 55 runs batted in. So we have 2 ex-Yankees facing each other here. Well, Lyle wasn't. Actually, he was for the 1980 season, so he had 2 ex-Yankees. Lyle comes in with he had a 1.93 ERA with a no record in 14 innings pitched. Walked 6 and struck out 6. Definitely towards the end of his career, as it was for Maris towards the end of his career. So 2 veterans facing each other. Carver gets his lead off second. 1 down, 2-1 count. On the ground to third. After a glance at McCarver, Schmidt throws for the out. So McCarver holds at second. 2 down now. So Bryles, I'm sure they'll pinch hit for Bryles here. Yeah. Bobby Tolan will come in and pinch hit for Bryles. Tolan hit 253 in 67 with 6 homers and 32 runs batted in. Lyle looks in for the sign from Boone. Here's the windup in the pitch. Did not realize that Lyle was on the Phillies in 1980. Swallow and Maddox and Linsky converge on it. Maddox calls for it and makes the catch to end the inning. So Lyle's able to hold the score at a 3-2 lead for the Cardinals. 1-run deficit now for the Phillies, so they only need 1 run to tie and 2 to win. So Ron Willis, looks like Ron Willis is coming in for the Cardinals. It looks like we didn't get the bullpen for the St. Louis either. I apologize for that. We'll work on that for the next game. We did the first game pretty well, but this game we forgot about the bullpens. No biggies there. So Manny Trio, it'll be Trio, Boone, and the pitcher's spot. Bottom of the order up against Willis. Willis, 267 hitter. 267 ERA with a 6-5 record, 10 saves. Looking to get a save here, save situation here. Hitters are hitting 250 against him. Alright, so Trio up. He is officially 0 for 1. Has reached base twice on a couple of walks. Walk would be good here as it would put the tying run on. So Willis looks in for the sign from McCarvey. Here's the windup in the pitch. Two and 1 count. Willis pitches. Trio swings and pops it up behind the plate. McCarver hustles to the screen. No play. So 2 and 2 count now. Slowly hit. Harvey will wait and throw. 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. So that'll bring up Bob Boone. I think we're going to pinch hit for Bob Boone here. Boone is 0 for 3 on the day. And we're going to pinch hit for Boone. And we already used Lonnie Smith. So who's got the highest on base percentage? Looks like Greg Gross. He only hit 240, but on base percentage of 346. Keith Moreland is the backup catcher, 314. I think we're going to bring in Moreland, the catcher. Let's see, who do we have pitching in here? Willis is a... What is Willis? He's a righty. So we're going to bring in... Check out Moreland here. So versus left-handed pitching, he's pretty even. Yeah, I think we're going to bring in Moreland. It's 302 against lefties and 321 against righties, so we're going to bring in Moreland. Pinch hit. Probably pinch run if he gets on. And he's a catcher, so he can come in and catch it. That'll work out perfectly. Unless we pinch run for him. Let's see. So, alright. So, Keith Moreland on the pinch hit. Hit 314 in 1980 and 159 at-bats with 4 homers and 29 runs batted in. He'll swing away. So, Willis on the rubber. 2-2 pitch. Moreland swings. Waves at a high one. And down he goes on strikes. So the strategy does not work because it's 2 down now. So the Phillies are down to their last out. And definitely pinch hit for Lyle here. Let's see who we're going to bring in now. And now we'll probably bring in, on base percentage the highest here, we'll bring in Greg Gross to pinch hit. A 240 hitter, but does have a 346 on base percentage. So he'll come in the pinch hit in the pitcher's spot. So Greg Gross, 240 average, on base percentage 346. 154 at bats, 12 runs batted in, has walked 24 times. Ooh, average versus lefties only 091, but against righties 265. On base percentage 362 against righties. See if they'll counter with a lefty here, or if they're going to let Willis stay in. We'll see. A delivery. Swung on and popped up. Drifting foul outside third. Shannon is there. McCarver, though, with a better angle, will take it in foul ground, and that'll do it. As the St. Louis Cardinals hold on and beat the Philadelphia Phillies by a score of 3-2. Neither Carlton had a decision in this one. Let's check the box score. So a good close game here between two great teams. And actually Carlton does get the win. Carlton, that's right, because Steve Carlton for Phillies did let up 3 runs. I did not realize that. We took him out. But there was a runner on already. That's right, there was a runner on first, and he came around the score, I think. Did he? I thought it was a home run that put him ahead. Apparently, though. Yeah, apparently, must have been, yeah, it was in the 7th, and it was a 3-2 game at the time. That's right. So, Steve Carlton for the Phillies gets the loss. 7 innings pitched, 6 hits allowed, 3 runs, all of them earned. 1 walk and 7 strikeouts. Steve Carlton for the St. Louis was not nearly as dominant. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits allowed. Let up only 2 runs, though, but did walk 3 and only struck out 3. 83 pitches in those 6 innings. I guess pretty even, though, overall, as you'd expect. Bryles gets the hold for the Cardinals, and Willis gets his first save. Let's see here. For the St. Louis Cardinals, the victorious St. Louis Cardinals, Cepeda was 2 for 4 with a couple of runs batted in. RBI single in the first. And the game-winning home run back in the 6th to Mike Shannon. Is that Mike Shannon? Bob Shannon. I don't know. Shannon. Mike Shannon. Mike Shannon gets the win with the home run back in the 6th. For the Philadelphia Phillies, Luzinski with a 2-run homer, responsible for all the scoring for the Phillies back in the 4th to tie the game at the time. McBride was 3 for 4. And that was pretty much it for the Phillies. Not much offense for altogether, only 14 hits total. So that'll be it, as the St. Louis Cardinals defeat the 67 Cardinals defeat the 1980 Philadelphia Phillies by a score of 3-2. So thank you for joining me. Happy Thanksgiving, as it now has turned into Black Friday. Happy Black Friday. Hope it's safe, and if you're going out, or if you're already at the stores, be careful out there. I myself am staying home and making some purchases online, probably adding some seasons. I think I'm looking at getting another inside the crease hockey from Inside Sports Games, as well as an inside paint inside the paint season. I'm probably looking at for the inside the crease. I'm looking at one of the Bruins early 1970s seasons. Not the year they made it to the Stanley Cup. I think it was the year before or the year in between. I think it was 70. I can't remember which one, but they had some really, really good offensive stats there, as well as some good goaltending. So I went with that season. See if they can win the Stanley Cup. And for the basketball season, I'm not sure exactly what I want to go with. I may go with the Big Three in the 2008 season, possibly for the Celtics, or I may go with an older season. We'll see on that one. But I only have one season for each one of those games, and definitely like to add another one, as I'll probably be starting to play more games from inside the paint and inside the crease. I like the inside blitz, but those other 2 games I really like, so I think I'll probably definitely be playing more of those. Don't think I'm going to pick up a game from inside pitch, although you never know. I might, because it's buy one, get one free, actually. So I may just buy those 2 seasons for now. We'll see on that one. One for each of those games, and I'll probably pick up a game, at least a season for this one. I think I might pick up the worst teams. Oh, as Black Friday is here and the cops are out. Mr. Brody, all upset there. But anyway, like I was saying, I'll probably get a Diamond Mine Baseball greatest teams. I'll probably pick up. I know there's a different greatest teams that looked really interesting. There was a new one. It wasn't one of the regular greatest teams one. It was a special greatest teams, which I think it used. It disqualified team like if say it was the 1938 Yankees that were chosen. It disqualified team like the 37 and 36 and the 39 and 40. So it was they couldn't be like within 3 seasons of the season that they picked for that team, if that makes any sense. So in other words, it spread out the season so that there wasn't like any dynasty teams. There wasn't more than one team from that dynasty. It did pick the 2004 and 7 and 2007 Red Sox because they were separated by 3 years. But if it wasn't more than 2 years plus or minus, then it wouldn't pick them. But anyway, that looked like a good set, and so something a little non-traditional. I may look at picking up a regular season, although probably not at this time. And I don't know, maybe I'll pick up some Action PC seasons possibly. We'll see. We'll see what we have for funds and what we'll do there. So anyway, so thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from High Ground Gaming. My co-host Mr. Brody here. Say bye, Mr. Brody. Say happy Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So take care and God bless. Bye-bye now. Say bye, Mr. Brody. Say bye to all your fans. Say we'll see you in the next video from Diamond Mine Baseball. Bye-bye now.